Welcome back to another edition of Team Drop Thursdays. Joshy, how are you, mate?
I was good until about 20 seconds ago when you dropped some pretty important team news, which we'll get into soon. Matty Roberts out with illness, you just told me.
I know, that's terrible. I did see that Gray has also been dropped as well from Richmond, which is annoying. Very
Really?
annoying.
Wow. I didn't know that either. Which really shocks me. Like, he was good in Richmond's, the last two games he's played. I know Bolter was coming back, but Uze even said that he's a really good kid and they want to keep getting games, even if it's as a forward. So I'm surprised it's been dropped altogether.
Yeah, does that like we're only going to be on? When does the first game start? Is it 7:30?
7:30. So we got an hour and 10 minutes.
So, we're only on for an hour because then you and I are going to scramble for the last 10 to see what we need to do with our own teams. As you let the dog in.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Oh, mate, he would have started barking if we didn't let him in. He was knocking at the door, so had to let him in. But yeah, we need to sort out our teams. I think I'm in a pretty good spot where I've only got Bailey Dale tonight. Obviously, your trade plans are a lot more crucial because you're bringing in Bont, so it's more
Yes.
important for you to get off early. But yeah, let's
It's
start getting
annoying
into these teams.
that we do own Bailey Dale because Matt Roberts owners would be hugely tempted. He's probably the best option off the buy, honestly. Like just
Yeah.
defender for defender. That's
Well, to be honest, I don't think there is actually, besides Dale, a defender that I'd want to bring in coming off the bye, to be honest. Unless, like, I've already got Rosie. I could swing him back and bring in a midfielder if I like to. But other than that, if you got your Dales, you got your Rosies, just off the top of my head, I don't really think there's anyone else you could bring in.
no. I guess you hold, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll still be making moves. I think I hold Roberts for 1 week because really at the end of the day, like I think he's still fine as a D6, D7. So if
It's
it's out for
literally
illness,
illness.
yeah, and I'm in a good spot where I've got, I think, a decent amount of players this week to play with.
Yeah,
So I'm
same.
probably going to hold. It's not ideal, but I mean, I'm upgrading anyway this week, bringing TDK in for Levi. So I'll hold, but I'm not sure about you. Can you afford Bont and trade him?
As in, like, keep Roberts and bring Bont in.
No, are you able to trade Roberts to a Rosie and also get Bont?
That's what I need to suss out.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's going to
Yeah.
leave me 10 minutes to do that. So let's get straight into it, mate. Is there I guess, Hawks had to do something. Anyone with half a brain knew that Sicily was playing injured. Is this surprising at all?
No, but there is big relevance. Sam Butler, I've been keeping my eye on him the last few weeks. He's been really good in the VFL, and I know Hustwaite was good in the VFL as well. And look what that got him. He got 2 weeks in the team, but 126k forward eligible, can play both forward and mid, whereas Hustwaite was just one-dimensional midfielder. I'd like this as a rookie in the future, but other than that, I don't think there's too much. I think Ramsden's job security would be a bit too shaky to jump on board in a couple of weeks.
I agree. As I told you Monday, when did we record? Yeah, Monday night. I'll be looping Newcomb because I just know for a fact that my man Clossy is going to be omitted. Like that's just a given.
Yeah, yeah, nice one.
But nothing relevant here. I mean, Hustwaite's not even an emergency. Like that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Same as last week as well. When Cam McKenzie there on the emergencies, he's 100% ahead of Hustwaite. So yeah, not good signs for Hustwaite and anyone that's still holding him.
No, I agree. We're moving on. Adelaide in. Rory led out Sid Draper. So that's a little bit annoying. I was kind of half keen to pick him up if he bottomed out completely. In Ty Gallup for a debut and out Darcy Gardner. You said you're trading Levi Ashcroft. Is there anything here?
Well,
Is there
I'm
any
someone that's on the
relevance?
bench. Someone on the bench, Luke Pedlar. He's coming in for me at the moment, but it's good that they're playing the second game of the round because you get to have a look at it. But I'm a bit worried now that he may be the sub with Draper coming out. I
I
mean, looking
agree.
at that bench, it's not going to be Rochelle. It won't be Peatling. Brody Smith is the only other contender, I think, but he was pretty good last week.
I think if Pedlar is named sub, you just swap him to McCarthy, don't you, via DPP?
Uh, for someone that's already bringing McCarthy in as well, I don't know what I would do, but if you don't already bring him in, I think you just do it. I'm pretty big on getting McCarthy in. Like he's 25 years old next month. He's gone to the one of the worst teams in the comp, who's currently playing Tyrell Dewar as their distributing defender.
Yeah.
And he's been awesome in the state league. He got off the plane, and a couple of days later played in a completely new side and had 26 disposals on the waffle on the weekend. I think the only reason he's not playing is because he's in Victoria on a family commitment, which the Eagles already knew about pre-drafting him. So I'm pretty big on bringing him in, and if that's the play, it's Pedlar's sub, then yeah, I'd do that as well.
Can you say Jewer's name again?
Is it Tyler Dewar? I don't even know.
Dewar. No, I just wanted you to hit that fancy spin on it, mate. Oh,
I,
there's no reason behind it.
I don't even know if I'm right, to be honest. I'm guessing. I don't watch much West Coast.
Wow, this is annoying. Obviously, Gray is out, Bolter is in. Woohoo! That's fantastic. Matt Roberts is out with illness. It must be something like pretty bad. They
Well,
don't let him.
I'll tell you what the worst part is. Where the hell has Ben Patton? I thought this might have been the chance for him to get in with Matt
Yeah,
Roberts out as well. Oh God. This
Cleary's out. That's got some relevance. Although if you didn't ditch last week, I mean, when he was sub, you probably should have. This is annoying though because I think Mills is going to go really well, and we won't get a roll like a gauge on the roll when Roberts. Well, Roberts isn't playing, so we won't get a gauge on it. But I know Mills is more of an inside mid, but he is pretty handy off half back. So I think Mills is going to have an inflated score for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's so hard to get a rate on the roll, and I know I just said it before, but anyone that has Patton is going to be so disappointed because I really thought that Roberts out, and I think also Hamlin came out as well. I thought maybe it was a week that we got Patton back, but not to be, unfortunately.
Hanley's going to be the sub here, isn't he?
I think so, looking at that. But Bice got subbed out last week, and I actually said on Monday that I thought he'd get dropped. So would not shock me if he's the starting sub either. And it also could be Taylor Adams, to be honest. There's three guys on that bench there. It could be.
Yeah. Emergencies. Ben Patton is not even
Oh God,
an
yeah, that's
emergency.
interesting.
Mm,
Interesting to see though. Anyone that I know, I don't think there'd be many left, but anyone that still has Luke Trainer, he's named on a wing, which is a role he hasn't played it all year so far. So
yeah,
that's
and
interesting.
Gray isn't even an emergency either.
It kind of just been straight drops to the like VFL and not even emergency. Surely there's something else going on there because he was good last week and they
He
lost by
was.
3 points up against Giants. So yeah,
I'm not
that's
too
very
sure. Yeah.
strange. Yeah, very strange.
Um, I think Sheldrick's safe. Do you concur with that?
Yeah, I think, as I said just then, I think there's three other guys that would be sub ahead of him. One thing I
I
will
agree.
mention is Caleb Smith's held his spot. He's on the bench. Could he be sub? But coming off a 69 and 46, they're not the greatest scores, but he's got a break even of minus 26. Like, could you consider him
Mm.
if Pedlar's named sub tomorrow night? It's definitely
I
an
guess
option,
you
I think.
could.
Yeah.
That's an option. Yeah. I don't hate it. Don't love it. It's a bit meh. I
Mm.
mean, yeah, we'll move on because honestly, who wants to stare at the Sydney and Richmond team sheets? They're both as bad as each other. Called that. In Dangerfield, Jack Martin for his first game of the year. Ollie Henry has been managed. That's interesting because he's literally done nothing the entire year. I don't know what he's managed from. And my man, Teddy Clossy, we all knew that. Thank you, is out. Ethan Reid is in and Nettie Moyle is out. Is it
Mm.
like is there any relevance in this game at all?
Not really. I mean, I guess Jack Martin's one to watch in a couple of weeks. He's been
Honestly,
pretty
he's
good in the
probably sub,
VFL.
isn't he?
Probably looking at that bench. I mean,
They
the
just ease him
designated
in.
sub, as you classed, has been Klossy, and he's out of the side. So
Mm,
it's probably going to be Jack Martin, especially with how good Mullen's been in a
yeah,
defensive role this year. And then
agreed.
Duncan has been really good the last couple of weeks. You're not going to make Stengel your sub. So yeah, it's probably Jack Martin.
How can a bloke be managed and still be an emergency? Like, what's the point of that?
Oh, it makes no sense. It's like when Mitch Nevitt was out with a foot injury, but he was emergency. Geelong, we could go on for hours and hours talking about how shit their reporting is. It's strange.
Oh, agreed,
But one
agreed.
thing I will say though, does it make you slightly nervous? He's a late in, and you use him as a loop, and you're cooked.
Um, no, it'll just make me hate Newcomb even more because then I'll have to take his 60 over like Lindsay's 65.
Fair enough.
So yeah, like I didn't think my hatred for Newcomb could be anymore, but if that happens, I will purposely and solely blame him because, oh my god, I detest that individual. We'll move on to GWS and Port Adelaide in Radagalia, Sin, Farrell, out, Lord Evans, the rat. He's gone. I was actually looking at him, to be fair.
I think a lot of people were, to be honest, and coming off a ton. It's no surprise, but I think Kane Farrell, Jossin were World Cup starters over
Mm,
him. So it's unlucky for him. He actually played pretty well, but then you've also got to
he did.
remember they got smashed by 90 points. So it's not all
Oh,
about
yeah, that was
disposals; it's
horrible.
about how you defend as well. So yeah, that were pretty bad.
In for the Giants, we've got Nick Madden for a debut, Brent Daniels, Jacob Weir out. Briggs is injured for 3 weeks, apparently with an ankle injury. Callum Ward, that's just unfortunate. And
Mm.
Cody Angove. Does that mean Moraes is gonna be the sub? That's so annoying. No, actually, surely Hugh Jackson is.
Yeah, and is that Hugh Jackson's debut? I've never heard of him.
Nah,
Or
he
has he
debuted
played
last
before
week.
this year? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Um,
going to be interesting. Lockie Whitfield named as a follower. Battle of the exquisite rucks here in Madden and Vicentini. Is
Yeah, I've already seen a couple of comments saying Visentini holds, thank God, and a couple of others. Up against Nick Madden, I'd be a pretty happy Visentini owner this round, to be honest.
absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. Oh, I know a lot of people went to O'Halloran. Is there any chance he's the sub? Probably. It's going to be McMullen or Thomas, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It definitely could be O'Halloran because Brent Daniels comes in, who, by the way, is a stud. And he plays a very similar role at times to O'Halloran and McMullen, to
Yeah.
be fair. So could be either of them. And to be honest, even Harvey Thomas is a contender. This is another one where their sub's a bit harder to tell.
I'm just praying to God that Moraes gets a full game. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be very good for you.
North. Out Finbar Malley. Now, this is Sunday game, so extended bench. In Bryn Teakle, Cooper Harvey, Griffin Logue, Robert Hanson Jr., Callan Dawson. In for the Eagles, Jamie Cripps, Clay Hall, Bailey Williams. They haven't dropped anyone, so this interchange is going to be interesting.
And
Well,
Ryan Marich is on it. He
yeah,
could be dropped altogether. Looking at that bench, it's hard. It's hard to pick a team, but I reckon Jack Williams was actually decent last week, so I reckon he holds alongside Dewar. I think Bo Allen the sub again, long holds,
there's no
and I
Gross
think
here.
Marriage will. I think Marriage will hold as well. Yeah, no Gross. Is he?
That's
He's not even an emergency, obviously, because it's extended bench. So pretty bad.
where's
What are you looking
where's
for?
Sheasel named?
Go up. Is he in the back pocket?
Oh, sorry, his followers. That's my bad.
Oh, I
Apologies.
couldn't see
I
him
was
either. Yeah.
I was looking at half forward because I just expected him to be there, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
he's not there. Oh god, what's happened here? All right, mate. Does Bo Allen get a full game?
No, I don't think he does. Looking at our bench, I think Jack Williams holds, Dua holds, Marich
Yep.
holds, and Noah Long hold, with Bo
Yep.
Allen the sub, and I think Brockman, Clay Hall, and Bailey Williams miss.
Do we care about North with the greatest of respects, Supercoach wise?
We don't, but put those VC and Cs on Tristan Cherry. That's all I'll say.
Oh, if you own him, you have to. Simple as that. I agree. I agree. Next game. Oh, Louis Yavis.
Pazza! Pazza!
Oh, what? Why? He's gonna be injured, bro.
Nah, I have a soft spot for Parrish. Like, he's all Australian at the end of the day, and as bad as the injuries have been this year, it's just good to see someone come back, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But that shows how bad we're going. I know it's extended bench, but the fact that Lowell isn't in, I went to the Richmond Essendon VFL game a couple of weeks ago, and he looked really lost as a young developing player. He was playing wing, half forward, and we drafted him as a small defender, and he really did not look good at all. I'm a little worried that McMahon hasn't been announced yet, so that kind of gives me the inkling that he's just going to be an emergency, which really annoys me. Unless he's named on field, which would be pretty good. Is he named? Is he named on
No.
field? Oh, he's the last bench spot. Oh, damn it. I thought he was named on field then. Yeah, so I think the fact that he hasn't been announced yet, I think that's a pretty good indicator that he's not been picked, which is annoying. Like, he's kicked 70 goals in his last 20 VFL games or whatever silly stat it is, and it's something we really need at the moment. But Zach Johnson holds his spot, named on field at halfback flank.
That's
That's
interesting,
really
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah, Angus Clark holds the spot, named on field on the wing. That's awesome as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So Matt
other
Carroll,
than
I
that,
know he's the first on the interchange. Does he hold?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Neither
I
do I.
and that's interesting. That's not in number order, and that's also not in alphabetical order because you got guys like Chin Corder below him, and obviously lower numbers
That's
below him as
just
well.
yeah.
Because a lot of the time, like you look at Essendon's, ours is in number order, and usually it's either alphabetical or number order. So that's interesting to see. Probably
Well, they're not
reading
going to
into
take
it
the
way too
first
much.
half of them, are they? Like their bench won't be Carroll, Fantasia, Motlop, White, and then a
No,
sub.
no. So I think O'Keefe was really good in the game pre-bye. I think
Mm.
he would hold. Um, I think looking at that bench, Carroll's the only defender. So I know O'Keefe's a tall intercepting defender, but Carroll's the only small defender. So I actually think he could hold. Small to medium defender. So I think he could hold.
And I mean, Zach
Chin
Williams
Porter though,
also. Like
like there
Zach
is
Williams.
Chin.
Oh
Yeah,
no, you go.
true. Yeah, there is Chin Cotter who obviously can play defense as well, but do they
Is
bring
he
him
just
in
going to
and
tag
play him?
Merritt though?
Yeah, that's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to sit on either the half forward line and tag Merritt if Merritt's half back again, or go into the midfield and tag Merritt because he tagged him last year to very, very good effect. So I think Chincotta comes in. This one's a bit
And
harder to read, I reckon.
it's just terrible that the best player on your list in number 5 is still on the bench.
Yeah.
We're moving
And,
on.
before we move on,
Oh,
also an interesting comment, which I want to ask you. I'm going to take DS and bias out, but does Parrish affect Caldwell?
no, because they played together last year.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact numbers were, but I guess
I
he's
don't
just
have the. I
asking,
looked
like,
at the CBAs and stuff, and no.
yeah, I think he's just
I would if
asking, like, Parrish go back in the midfield, Merritt stop playing half back. There's a fair bit of the chunk of the CBAs you got to move around, especially with the success of Nick Martin in there. Like, he's the last 2 weeks been
oh
unreal. So,
insane. But you're how many games are left for the season? Like there's what are we? So there's
ooh,
10 plus
I don't know.
left.
Yeah,
You're
we got
telling
an
me that
extra as
Darcy
well.
Parish is going to be like I would be shocked if he's not injured before the end of the year, and that's not taking the Mickey Mouse. That's just plain factual information.
No, I mean, with the history,
Like
I agree with you.
it's
I
it's,
hope
it's
not.
unfortunate, but that's like if you're certain that Caldwell, I'm not, therefore I'm not picking him up. I have no interest in him at all. If you're certain that he can be, say, from 12th to 1st, for argument's sake, right now on the average going home in that midfield quartet of like elite echelon superstars, and you want to pick him up for his price, then you pick him up purely for that, and you don't get worried about a Parish coming in there. Because I'd be shocked if Parish plays enough games to affect him. Like,
Yeah.
when has that ever happened? It's half a season we've got left, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the
I'm not
reason I bring
saying
it up is, there's 7,957 teams that have traded in Caldwell. So it's
yeah,
pretty significant. And I agree with what you're saying. Like, I completely agree. I don't think he's anywhere near a top 12 midfielder. And at this point of the season, you're bringing him in to be that.
and he's
If
still
at
got a buy
absolute
to come,
worst. Yeah,
which is
I don't like
arguably
it.
the worst buy.
Yeah, I don't like it personally as well. And I do agree with you. I don't think Parish affects him, even if Parish was to stay fit as well. Just because, like, I mean, Caldwell nearly won us the game against Brisbane. He had 18
Literally.
disposal third quarter. So I don't think you can move that out of the midfield.
Yeah, and he did nothing for the other 3 quarters combined.
Yeah, and one last thing, I know we're about to move on. There's actually no point in moving on. It's going to be questions because Monday teams aren't named. But
Yeah.
before we do move on to the questions, no Pitternet. So that's
Oh, how
awesome.
good. Team
Yeah.
lineups are not available for this match. Yeah, that's fantastic. Great. Awesome. Do we have the sub yet? Who's the sub?
Yeah, it should be out. Maybe hit a refresh.
Give it a reverb. What do we got? Showing lineups. Hit me up. Where's substitute? Josh Dolan and CJ. So that means who
Wow.
does Finn McGuinness go to?
Bont.
Oh,
I know
please.
Sam. I mean, it's like it's obvious. He's going the Bont.
You reckon? I reckon he goes to a Bailey Dale.
I don't think so.
You
I know
reckon
Sam
that
Mitchell.
little tiny little fella is gonna sit on Bond?
Finn McGuinness isn't tiny. I'm gonna live search up what his height is, and I could be completely wrong, but I reckon he's rather tall. I could be so. Yeah, he's 189 centimeters.
But he doesn't, as if he's got the body to go with him.
He's a decent size. I reckon he could easily. If Toby Bedford goes to Bontempelli, then you can definitely send a Finn
Mate,
McGuinness to
Bond eats
Bont.
pieces of Toby Bedford
Mate,
for literal breakfast.
if one of the first photos you see looking up Finn McGuinness, that guy's ripped. Seriously.
Oh, I'm telling you right, he's no doubt in my mind that he's in 1,000 times better physical form than you and I put together. But there's no way he sits on Bontempelli for an entire game. Bont takes him forward and he'll kick 7 on him.
Well, I mean, Sam Mitchell in the week has already said they're not going to target Bont.
No.
But I reckon Finn McGuinness has more of a chance to just play his game than go tag Bailey Dale. I
But
don't think
he's
Bailey Dale's going
not
to be tagged.
good at AFL level unless he tags.
When was the last time he actually tagged? Like, he didn't.
When was the
He was
last time
sub
he
last
played
week.
a good game at AFL level?
It's miles away, but he was actually really good in the finals last year, especially against the Dogs, which his opponent this week. So interesting. But the one thing I will say is no sub for Sam Butler, which is massive.
That'll be
I'm
good for
really,
him.
I'm
Honestly,
bullish on Sam Butler. I really am.
he'll be. Yeah, no, I agree. All right, let's get into these questions so I can then rip up my team and make a million mistakes and hate myself for seeing Jay Newcomb in it. All right, Gerbs, shout out to you, mate. He says, Roberts out has ruined my day. Yeah, that's stiff. That's stiff, mate. We all own him. Sabretooth says, how are you, gents? I got Bont, Hewitt, and Clark in this week, tossing up whether I should keep Clark at his negative 70. No. You take Clark. Clark over Pedler?
Yeah, 100% you do.
Jerv says going Max Hall to Clark. Tick that off. Levi to Bont. Huge lock. Third trade is likely Marshall to TDK at the moment due to no McCarthy. Means I also hold Roberts. You ticking that off?
I think so. Yeah, Clark is probably the best rookie on the bubble at the moment, and anyone that can get Bontempelli, absolutely ticking that off. And if you can still afford Marshall to TDK, 100%, I would do that.
I don't mind that at all. Scotty Mackay says, "Hey boys, hope you're well. Getting in early before teams. I'm thinking about Marich, Lindsay, and Matt Carroll for Caldwell, Angus Clark, but the final piece either being Cripper or TDK. Thoughts? Who do you choose out of Cripper and TDK?"
TDK, 100%.
I agree. I agree. CJG says Robertson Gray out, far out. I'm not happy. Agreed. Will Roberts come back from pro? Shout out to that gorgeous individual. Yeah, absolutely. It's
100%.
illness, mate. It's illness.
Yeah.
Joshua says, haha, Gray is out for everyone. Oh, that's lovely, mate. Lovely. Jerv says, actually, would you rather go Marshall to TDK or focus on Cash Jam by going a dead rookie like Hendo to Mudang's beloved peddler? Probably, I'd just go Marshall to TDK. I'm not confident in Pedler.
Yeah, I'm more confident in Pedler than you are. Granted, he's not sub tomorrow night. But yeah, Marshall's TDK, I think, is a really good move. I think Marshall, anyone that, like yourself, I think you ended up getting him. Anyone that got him in before that big score has made a decent amount of
That was
cash.
wonderful.
And yeah, and honestly, I said it on Monday. TDK at 528k is one of the better value picks that you're going to get for a primo this season, I reckon, coming off his bye.
I agree. Although,
Okay.
shout out to Timmy Mitchell is bringing him in. So he's probably going to do an
true.
ACL this week.
True.
Pro says, as a Tigers man, I didn't bring him in for this risk. Yeah, it's stiff. Jay Haskell, Roberts. Yeah. Vicentini holds. He does, Josh. There goes my plans of Roberts to Naz next week. I mean, you can still do it.
Yeah, you can still do that.
CJG, Matt Roberts on Thursday night out with illness. Surely could be a chance to be late. That's what I thought. Like, they're at the MCG. He clearly hasn't flown then.
That's the thing. Yeah, he hasn't travelled. Like, I know there's still a decent break to the game, but teams would have travelled by now or tomorrow morning. So must have something like COVID or like bad gastro. I don't know, but that's the thing that makes me just want to hold. Like, it's you hold a 1 week injury, you hold a 1 week suspension. You're gonna hold a 1 week illness, and I know he hasn't been great. He's only averaging 95, but he's been pretty serviceable. You'd rather him than a rookie on field, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Does Gray not play when Bolt is in? Was hoping Trainer got dropped.
I'm agreeing here. I honestly thought that the Gray would hold his spot even with Bolter, and Trainer got dropped for him. And I honestly thought that worst case scenario, he'd go forward. Uze literally said, "We love this kid. We want to get him games, even if it's as a forward." And he's dropped him, not even made him emergency. So that makes me think there might be a little bit more to it. But yeah, it's a bit confusing.
What coaches say, it just means nothing now, I think. Hearing that Roberts has gingivitis. Josh, he's got what you got. How'd you cope with it?
A lot of therapy and a lot of medicine.
Paracetamol, get it into you. Jeremy Lazarus says, thoughts on this, lads? Out. Flynn, Cleary, Lashcroft, in, Clark, Pedler, Bond. If Pedler's sub, change it to McCarthy and I'd lock that in.
Yeah, I like those trades. Any trade that's going to come through tonight that has Bont involved in it, as someone that can't afford him, I'm just going to say yes, because why wouldn't you get Bontempelli in?
CJG, worth using a third trade to go Roberts to Caldwell or even Jasper Fletcher. I've been looking at it. Have 21 on field with Roberts. No, I wouldn't go to Caldwell. No.
I wouldn't either. We both said it before. We don't think he's anywhere near the top 12, and at this point in the season, that's what you should be doing.
Agreed. Jerb says Duwa, not Duha. Josh says, are we trading Roberts? Honestly, don't know yet. Don't know. That's why we're cutting stream at 7:20. So I've got 10 minutes to come up with some disgusting cooked up plan for it. And then, yeah. We've been over, does Parish affect Caldwell? No, don't believe so personally. Geordie says, gentlemen, I hope we're all doing well, superstars. We love how you're here every single week, mate. He also says, Seagray is out. These rookies are literally killing teams and trades. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong. He wants to know, does Clay Hall play this week? The dude literally got 30 plus disposals and 2 goals last week. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Finn Mag to Ed Richards. No. Charlie wants to know. I reckon he goes to Dale.
I don't think he goes to anyone, to be honest, if it's not Bont.
I hope he goes to Ed Richards. That'd be amazing.
It'd be good. He's been so good. So is Libba.
Mm.
Every single year, that midfield and the Dogs is just points. It's ridiculous.
It's insane. Insane. Nash going to the Bont in stoppage. Finn to Richards or Dale. I mean, that's, extremely plausible. Extremely plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here he is, the disgusting human himself, Cheese. Anyone thinking of Grundy for a cheeky lefty trade has a couple of nice matchups for the rest of the year. I mean, yeah, I'm not thinking about it, but definitely would not be against that at all.
See, he's got a 3-round average of, I think it's like 130 something, but you said it before. I really don't like bringing in players just before a bye, and he's still got his bye to come. And I mean, it's not like he's exactly a value option. He's 573K. It's a lot of money to pay for someone that still has a bye. I'd rather be spending it on someone else, but you can't knock his form. That's for sure.
No, I agree. Danny Green says, "Hey lads, hope you're well. My trade's out. Cleary buys trainer in Bont Clark Pedler. Yeah, tick it off. And if Pedler's sub, go to McCarthy. Rosie at 530 with 220k in the bank. Richards at 600 with 140k in the bank. Or Bont. It's Bont. It's Bont.
Yeah, as we said on Monday, it's so bench dependent. Like if he's got not much cash gen, then you go the Rosie option. But if he's like you, where really the only player you don't have playing is a Ted Closey, then you'd go the Bont option. So very bench dependent, but yeah, you go Bont if you can afford it.
Drew says going Cleary and Lashcroft for Bont and Clark. Perfect. Thank you, Cheese. I'll get back to your very interesting DMs that you send me, and don't you worry, mate. I will post those screenshots you send me. Don't tempt me. Ollie AU says trading marriage to Bont and Cleary to Clark, can afford Marshall to Gone, but getting TDK means I can do Pryor or Lindsay. Oh, that's tempting. Do you go Marshall to Gone or TDK? I think you go TDK.
Yeah, I think you go TDK at 528K. Like we're talking about Gorn's 707K. And like I know he may score 10 to 15 more points than TDK per game, but I don't know if that's worth it. And to be honest, over the next 2 weeks, TDK's got Goldie and Flynn. It could honestly maybe even outscore Gorn the next 2 weeks. So I'd be getting TDK for a lot less.
No, I agree. Mate. Bailey Pullen says we're trading Roberts to be able to get to Richards, Rosie, or Bont instead of Caldwell. Wow, I'd almost do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would too. But I've always been someone though that upgrades around your primos. Like, and I know Roberts isn't exactly that high primo numbers, but I think he'd rather be upgrading rookies and bringing in primos rather than getting rid of Roberts. Like, this is unless he's got bloody Ebola, it's a 1 week thing. Like, I don't think there's an illness that's going to keep him out for 2 weeks unless he's got glandular fever, Ebola, or anything, leprosy.
Ebola, I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember when that was a big thing? Luckily, that never outbroke like COVID because let me tell you, we would all be dead. But yeah, I don't think Matt Roberts is someone that you trade. But as I said before, if you're getting Bont, then I'm very conflicted because he is the best player in the game and has been for a long time.
I can't believe you've managed to swindle a bowler into a Supercoach podcast. That's
It's all for
insane.
good fun. All for good
Oh
fun.
my god. I would do that. Yes. Tossing up what to do. Would you bring in Hewitt, Rosie, or a third ruck into Conning? I go TDK.
I would too. He's such a good price.
Josh, if you were planning on trading Roberts next week, would you trade him this week instead to allow to hold Lashcroft for his score? Yeah, I would actually. I would.
Yeah, I would too.
What a timeline when Jack Martin could be a Hail Mary final cash grab. I mean, he could. Could.
He could. He's been very good in the VFL, but I mean, we spoke about Paris's injury history. Don't get me started on Jack Martin's.
Mm, mm. Amos Suhail wants to know, trade Elijah Hewitt or Huswaite? Just Huswaite. Like, trade Hewitt on his buy.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Harswaite is not getting back into that Hawthorn team. He's miles off it.
Flynn, Roberts, or Ashcroft out for Bont in.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, easy.
I like it, but I'd be doing Flynn first, I think, out of them
Yep.
three.
Hawksy says, how are we? We're good, mate. What is his team drop? He's losing the plot. Yeah, mate. Well,
It's pretty bad.
It's Jake Wood says, hey, fellas, Robert's bloody hell and he has a buy next week. So is it a trade out? Yes, I think so. If I can get to Rosie and still get Bont in, then I'll probably pull the trigger. I think. Because I've already got Dale. And there's no DPP that'll work, unfortunately, which is so annoying. So annoying. Lizzie King, I'm 5K short of Roberts to Bont. It's Jova. Yeah, I mean, you just get Libba. Get Libba. Amos Suhail says, is it worth trading a dead rookie at this stage of the season or continue with cashed up rookies like Hewitt, even though we'll make more? No, mate. We said, Joshy, you and I both agreed to trade Huswaite over, don't you?
Yep, 100%. I agree.
Burner77 says he's only got 25K in the bank with trading Bont. Is it worth using a third trade for him to trade Hust or Sard to Pedler, if not sub, or even McCarthy for 70K? Yes, I would do that.
Yep, I would as well.
Hustwaite purely because Sard has DPP.
Yeah, and
Goldie and Gray for Bont and oh my Vulcan. Yes, you have to do that.
I would love to be able to afford that. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Cash in the bank. Hawksy says, I've now gone Roberts, Marriage, Flynn to Bont, Clark, Kennedy. 198K next week. Last primos are 2 forwards and someone in. Yep. I like that. I like that a lot. Connor Pedler says, hey boys, hope you well. VC Bont into Jerry or VC Jerry into Baz. Joshy, you own Jerry. So you tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm massive on this. You always VC the player that you think, if you can, you always VC the player that you think is going to top score for a round. And for me, this week, it's Sherry. You don't want to be stuck VCing a player who scores 120 to 130 and you take it and then Sherry goes 180 against West Coast. Like, he might not go 180 against West Coast, but I think you'd prefer to put the VC on a Sherry and roll it into a C on Gorn or a C on Dacos. Rather than VC a Bont, take a 130, and then Sherry goes 180. We saw what Gorn did to Flynn. I think he scored 198 or something ridiculous. I think Sherry's going to be on a very similar trajectory, touch wood. But yeah, I'd be VCing Sherry into Baz 100%.
I'd be 100% VC on Sherry, like you said.
You can't even. I don't even know what he's talking about. You can't even do Sherry into Baz. Baz plays before Sherry.
So then,
the only thing I'd be doing.
VC Baz into Sherry.
Yeah, he must. I'd be suggesting Sherry into Dacos or Gorn if you have them. Just try and get that VC on Sherry if you have him. 100%, I reckon.
Is Caldwell a good buy for cash gen? No, not for cash gen. You need to be confident that he is going to be able to compete with, I guess, whoever you think everyone else is going to have at M8. But
I
purely
agree.
from a cash gen perspective, no. Kepsy Max says, was planning Roberts to Naz next week anyway, moving him now to hold Lashcroft and have 128k in the bank. Should I put that on top of Caldwell for anyone 570k or keep the cash for next week? I'd get TDK over Caldwell.
So would I if you can afford it for sure.
He does want to get Naz and Butters next week, but no, I'd get Caldwell. Caldwell, TDK this week. That's what I'd be doing. SC Mungle says, thoughts on Sidebottom and Newcomb as I only have 190 to put onto Lindsay. No, you hold Lindsay. You don't buy Newcomb at all. He's not an option. He's a pansy. He's soft. He's overrated and an all-round just disgusting Supercoach pick. He flops for free kicks, which is great, but he's soft as butter, and my God, so overrated. So overrated. Sidebottom, that man has given me some of the best memories I've ever had in my life, winning 2 flags, but he is not a Supercoach option. No. This is a perfect scenario of where you don't trade Lindsay. You don't need to. He will play, and he's got more cash to make. Sidebottom's not going to be top 8, and Newcomb will be lucky to be top 75. He's an absolute fraud. No. Is Pedler a trap? If he's a sub, then yes.
And we are so lucky that he plays the second game in the round because you actually get to have a look at it.
Yep. Drew says, what are the chances Sheldrick sub this weekend? I mean, he could be. He could be, but it could also be Adams or Hanley, I reckon.
Yep. I agree.
Could this finally be the week Clay Hall rises like the phoenix to save us all from Lizard King? It could be, but I doubt it.
Yeah, looking at that bench, I don't think he gets back in.
I agree. Scotty Mackay says, I'm now going Marich, Matt Carroll, Roberts instead of Lindsay to Bont Caldwell. Clark was going to flip Roberts on his buy anyway and can now upgrade my final primo next week or the one after. Perfect. Hey, shout out to React AU. He wants to know Libber and Dale plus Clark/Pedler or Bont Dale and 99k rookie.
Oh, Bontdale and McCarthy any day of the week.
I don't know. I think I'm on Liberdale and Clark. Purely because Clark's cash gen and his job security.
Yeah. Yeah, but Bont.
I
I'm
know
someone
it's
you're
Bont.
getting Bont. I'm someone that's not getting Bont because I can't afford it. And starting tonight and the rest of the season, it's now it was okay not owning Bont because no one had him. But now that everyone's getting him, I think it's like 10,000 plus trade-ins this week and counting. Yeah, it depends how good his cash gen is on the bench. But yeah, I'm still going on the Bont, Dale, and McCarthy train.
Wait, let's choose separate options so he can't abuse us when we're wrong.
I agree. Oh no, because then he's gonna abuse who's wrong, and I feel like I could be wrong, but we'll see.
I don't know. I just don't get me wrong. I know he didn't score another 90, but Clark named on field seems to have decent job security. It all depends on your bench. Like clearly, I'd prefer Bont and Dale, but I mean it is Bont. It is Bont, and he's about to go nuclear as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, send it. Bont Dale and 99k rookie. Just go for it. Go for it. Your mate Dalek says, I'm VCing Bont into Jerry. It's Bont coming off a buy at Marvel. Seems like a great formula to me. Yep. Perfect. Roberts to Naz a week early, still fielding 19, including Sardis. Hurts, but don't want to mess my trade plans this late in the season. Can you go to someone that's had a buy? Like, does that get a Rosie, Dale? I'm not sure if it works, but that's what I'd do. Geordie says, who are some good cash gen options this week? I think it's Clark, Pedler. That's about it, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, who's And also, Ryan Gardner, is he a shout at all? Defender.
What, can you show me who's come out again? Who's he come in for?
Duray. Oh, JJ's only out with illness.
But very different players. But then again, he's come in for him. We're gonna have a quick look at Gardner's price. He's priced at the 145K. So not like at first game of the year, you would surely have to wait for 2 games to have a look at him. I don't think you can
That's
go
true.
2 games early on a Ryan Gardner. Look what they
Yeah.
did to Bustlinger, who was actually decent.
Oh, yeah, Bevo effect. You're spot on. Spot on. Hawksy was hoping to turn Roberts into Butters next week, but now he doubts it will happen. So he thinks Butters is going to be a fade this year. Nando doing the job, though. I mean, if Butters gets tagged to a 70, you wait 2 weeks and then you jump on for like low 500s. And
Yeah,
that's easy.
Butters cannot be a fade this year. Like he's already down to 585. He's already lost 63K on the season. Has Bedford this week with a break even of 197. Like you cannot pass up a Butters that could get to 520, 530K.
Yeah. React AU. Hey, was his question before, but Bont and 99K rookie or Libas plus Pedlo/Clark. I'm still leaning towards Liver and Clark, honestly.
Yeah, again, depends on the bench depth, but I'm still going that Bont Dale and 99K rookie.
Supercoach Mongrel says hold Lindsay till he has his buy. Yes. Hawksy wants to know, is there any chance Madden plays more than 3 games and why does Briggs suck so much? Madden's been in awesome form and they're only playing him now that Briggs is injured after Briggs has been so crap for so long. Then, yeah, no, I don't think there's more chance. So how likely is Ben Keys for number 1 forward? Yeah, very likely. I hate this pick. I hate this pick so much.
Has this guy been talking to Supercoach Pro?
Brad, go
yeah.
and talk to Supercoach Pro and he will convince you on it, but I hate the pick. React AU says that he hates us both. That's actually nice for him, to be fair.
Yeah.
Lizard King can bring in around 16 player and never own Cheryl. Would you consider him in this scenario? Oh. No, because you should have started him and held him. Hey, there we go. That's cheeky. We'll get some backlash for that, won't we?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't. Not yet. No. But if you're going to do it, only has, 42 break even? But, yeah. Hawksy says, let's hope Bedford tags Butters to all 40. Yep.
That'd be nice.
CJG, who would you rather for Roberts? Ash, Clark, Zorko, Dale, no more buy, and Stewart, bank 100K. It's got to be the bloke with no more buy.
I agree. 100%.
And it's Dale season. That season hasn't stopped. It's the run. Get on the run. What is a Ryan Gardner? A defender, mate. Thoughts on bringing in Kyler? Nah, he's always a sub. No. I actually am doing it in fantasy, though. Cheeky shout out to that platform. Matty Sav says, oh, you didn't like that, did you?
Fantasy?
Yeah.
What type of podcast do you think this is?
Yeah, good point. Hey, lads, 14 trades to start the round. Should I go Bont, Pedlar for Cleary, Ashcroft? I've got McRae and Roberts sitting out. No, go Bont and Clark for Cleary and Ashcroft.
Yeah, Bont and Clark for Cleary and Ashcroft.
Hawksy wants to know, I wonder how my season will be going if Draper didn't do his Achilles. He was going to be my trading. Whoop-de-doo, mate. I'm sorry, but I wonder what would happen if I wake up tomorrow with $1 million. But yeah, it's not going to happen.
I wonder what would happen if I got Ryan Marich over Bailey Humphrey.
Oh, tell you what, it'd save some abusive messaging, that's for sure.
I wonder what would have happened if I held Zach Reid over Jackson Pryor and Luke Traynor.
I love that you did that. I genuinely love that you did that as an Essendon man.
He scored 38 and then turned into prime Alex Rance. It was
perfect.
ridiculous.
It's great. Sorry, Geordie, we apologise. Matty Sav also says he's got Clark in response to this. So, yes, I'd go Pedlar. If Pedlar is sub, just go to McCarthy. Fair?
Yeah, more than fair.
All right, they've got 2 minutes to get all their questions in. If there's any more, that's it. I need to sort out my team. Joshy, I know you don't, but yep, I need to go over things a million times. Go one more. Kepsy Max says, Marish Flynn, Robert Stefan, Clark, TDK. Next week, Lindsay, Ashcroft, Daniel to Nasbud as Rook. JHF, last upgrade. Somehow need to get the cash. Thoughts. Lock that in. That's very good planning.
I like it.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm going to do the outro. We are done, mate. Thank you so much for joining me. As you said on Rage Trade Mondays, you're actually going to start rocking up to pods now, yes?
Yes, most busy time of the year is done for me.
I've
said who my VCC is, but before you wrap up, I want to know your VCC tonight. Oh, this week.
Bond into a loop.
Yeah, like it. He's that confident, everyone?
Bond into it, 100%. And I'm looping Newcomb because literally he's made of paper. Soft as butter. Don't rate him at all, as everyone knows. All right, we are done. Joshy, where can the listeners find you, mate?
Can find me on XJG232_, and you also send me on Race Trade Mondays with your good-looking self on Monday night.
Absolutely. And it's amazing how many times you nearly forget your handle on this podcast.
Oh, I still don't know. If that's correct, it's correct. But I don't even know if that's correct.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it is, everyone. I've just had a look, so we're all good.
And that's what happens. You get the lowdown on what's going on with a bowler, you get Joshy's Twitter handle, and you get expert commentary on stuff that doesn't even matter. My goodness. And the last comment I've just read, Hawksy's just said, I want to see this. Joshy, will you fade Rage Trade Mondays again? No, he won't. He's going to be there or else the paycheck goes. Thank you so much to everyone that's joined us. Don't forget to check out the website. Check out the Third Man Up, boys. Make sure you have a look at the color coordination for the VC and the C page. Check out the rookie data dump. We will be back on Monday night. Make sure you check out Stock Market video and the official Saw Play podcast. Thank you once again. If we've missed anything, which I highly doubt it, but knowing us, there's always a possibility of it. Make sure you at us on Twitter. Have a great night. Hopefully Newcomb spits out a 120. But there's more chance of hell freezing over than that happening. Enjoy the evening, and hopefully Joshy doesn't extend his lead in total points over me. Have a great evening. Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure you're ahead.
Hey!